Have a look, ladies and gentlemen, at Phil Clahar and Iain Valliere. Just a couple of years ago at the 2021 Tampa Pro, they were 1 and 2. So these two guys are no stranger to each other. And I thought, considering Phil Clahar just earned his right, he just got a ticket to the Olympia last night at the Orlando Pro, and Iain Valliere had just qualified at the Toronto Pro not that long ago. I figured that we could do a comparison between these two dudes. I have been doing comparisons with the guys that have qualified, and it's all going to work into my final prediction list leading into the Olympia. Hey, it happens so fast, guys. I have Michael Krizo, of course, ahead of Iain Valliere after that comparison I did. Now, of course, anything can happen, but using these two versions, I will give you my opinion on who would win between these two guys. And it is obvious that it is going to be an edge in condition when you look at the separation of the wheels, perhaps the midsection as well for Iain Valliere. Now, Phil is a big stud. He is a very dominant bodybuilder in terms of size, his arms, his lat width. He's a big, huge dude. So it could be the same situation as Krizo versus Iain Valliere. It's going to be, here's the next pose. I guess they're not giving me that much time with each pose. It is going to be a situation where Phil is going to need to be that much bigger than Iain, or Iain is going to need to be that much more conditioned than Phil. Upper body wise, I mean, Phil's just as wide, I think, as any bodybuilder. He's a big dude. Iain is no small potatoes. What is he, 5'11"? Something of that nature. Great big dude also. I don't think he's as wide as Phil. Of course, it's going to be the same story for the lower half, if you ask me. Phil's got good quads, good separation, things of that nature, but Iain is on a next level as far as that's concerned. Turn to the side here. And like I said, guys, 2 years ago, these guys were neck and neck. And since then, Iain, he's not as good as he was at the 21 Tampa. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I like Iain, but I'm going to be honest. Now, Phil, is he any better than he was a couple of years ago? It's going to be hard at his age to improve. I don't think he's any worse. I guess I would have to do an actual one-on-one comparison to see if he actually is improved. But he looks like he has the just as big as a manly chest as he ever has. And those arms, yeah, I probably would give the side chest to Phil. Maybe not quite the size in the wheels of an Iain Valliere, but he actually is pretty dry. I noticed that with the Michael Krizo comparison, he needs to be a little bit drier. I think Clahar, he's almost to that Iain Valliere. Here's the side tricep, and I read one of your guys' comments. A prophylactic wrapper filled with rocks is what one of you guys said Iain looks like. Trying to say he's unaesthetic. Iain himself would think that's hilarious. A prophylactic. Hey, the skin is very thin on those. Anyway. But my point is, Iain looks aesthetic in some of these shots. He's not Rolly the Beast Winkler in the tricep. No. But speaking of the side tricep pose, not too many, including Boo Bunder, would look as good as Iain Valliere in this shot. Phil, it's not bad. Who's winning the pose? It's close. Go to the back. This is a close matchup. And this was a lights out situation from my memory banks. Of course, I would have to go back and look at the pictures at that 2021 Tampa, but I believe that I even had Phil beating Iain. Iain! I like you, Iain. You're Canadian. He's my next door neighbor, guys. I gotta see him almost every day, so I can't be too mean to him on these videos. That's me, Iain, over there waving to you. But anyway, yeah, the back was a lights out situation. Iain's good and dry. Little bit of signs of human. Phil Clahar being a human, he has a couple little wrinkles on his bum. He's almost 50, guys. We forgive him for that. He's definitely dry and conditioned. The back, like I said, guys, lights out. Rear double. This is the rear lights out double by both arms, Louis. Take a look at the arm and then say, boom. Take a look at this hunk of man. Yeah, lat insertions not nearly as prominent for Iain as they are for Phil Clahar. But much like the Krizo matchup, Clahar is a big dude also. But I don't think either one of them is as dry like you guys said, a prophylactic wrapper. Is that how you say that? You guys know what I'm saying. A condominium filled with rocks. Big rocks, small rocks, a little bit bigger rocks for the calves. And Phil Clahar, he's no Dorian Yates in the calves either. Is that a good reference? There was some other guy with big calves. Here is the most muscular. And this is the difference. If you were going to go with Iain Valliere from that first shot, the Tampa versus, or they're both at the Tampa, 2021, this is an obvious situation. It's all about balance, guys. It's all about who brings the most complete package, the best package, and it doesn't really matter if Iain does have a slight edge in condition. Phil has more than a slight edge in that mass and size. So, come Olympia time, guys, Phil Clahar, he will be a serious threat to one Iain Valliere. I pretty much have him just edging Iain out. Iain, hey, his condition, if they're looking at condition, and if he, fills out in the back a little bit more, which can happen. Look at him at the Vancouver last year. His back was in, but it just doesn't seem to be coming back. No pun intended. But either which way, going to be very close. Eventually I'm going to do a video pretty soon with all the guys qualified. I get that Olympia fever earlier on. I'm going to tell you guys around where I have them placed, at least the call-outs, things of that nature. And it looks like these guys will be in the same similar type call-out. Tonio Burton, perhaps. I think Krizo is going to be in an advanced call-out. So, anyway, guys, hit thumbs up on the video. And please subscribe to the channel if you are an Iain hater or not. Seems to be a large group of you. You comment, even if I gave Krizo the win, for instance, and the way you guys were commenting, it was almost as if I give the victory to Iain. So I think the guys are just going to hate on the poor old Canuck no matter what happens. He's my neighbor. You guys have to understand that. If you guys had a neighbor and you guys had a YouTube channel, would you make fun of them? Would you? Be honest. Need a little more size than the calves, Iain. Have a great one, guys.